Destructoid.
What's up, guys? Zach Miner here, producer of the Destructoid Show, bringing you 10 minutes of uncut Borderlands 2 gameplay. This is the opportunity level that they were showing off at E3 2012, and here we're playing as Axton.
You win this round, inanimate object! Minion, I need you to search the opportunity drop zone for a deactivated constructor. Then, you can use it to cut through the statues for you!
So the mission here is pretty hilarious. Handsome Jack, because he's a complete jerk, has put up statues of himself essentially stepping on the head of his cohorts and looking into the future. So our goal is to fight back against Handsome Jack and to cut down those statues. Of course, they are bulletproof, so we need to enlist the help of an overseer.
Stay put.
So you'll see that we're playing alongside Zero and Maya, the assassin and Siren. The ability we saw a little bit earlier was Siren's phase lock, which essentially locks these enemies in these kind of orb-like things that allows you to pick them off pretty easily. And there goes Axton's turret. As you guys probably already know, Axton's special ability is to deploy a turret, similar to Roland in Borderlands 1, but there have been a few key changes this time around. Most notably, you can withdraw the turret, as you see right here. Now, in Borderlands 1, you would deploy the turret and it would be out there until it was destroyed or ran out of time, and your cooldown timer would start at 0. Now, you can withdraw the turret, and depending on how much time was left on the turret, your cooldown meter gets partially filled, equal to the time that was left.
You'll be like his mommy! His gun-toting, profanity-spewing mommy!
It's a huge change and kind of solves the problem that I had in Borderlands 1, where I didn't want to use the turret too much because I would realize that, hey, like if I use this, I'm going to have to wait the full cooldown, and maybe there's going to be a bigger group of enemies up ahead. It's also modular. There are skills that you can get that change the appearance and function of the turret, which is pretty cool. And of course, it would not be Borderlands 2 if there was not a shitload of loot that you could pick up. I think that basically everything turns into a weapons canister in Pandora. This looks like a new design here. One thing you'll notice that pops up in the bottom left are these challenge completed. There's a ton of mini challenges throughout this game based on, you know, the type of loot you get, the amount of cash that you get, the types of enemies that you kill, basically everything.
The constructor's working again. Make sure to protect it while it's wrecking the statues.
You know, Borderlands is obviously super good at, you know, rewards and feedback mechanisms, and you know, I mean, we see that in the constant loot throughout, but the challenges are a really good example of this. So now it kind of turns into a escort mission, as we have to escort this overseer to help cut down some of those statues.
Turret out! Another sentry kill!
And we're withdraw, and the cooldown meter is almost refreshed. We can almost throw a turret out almost immediately.
What are you doing now, Tool? Petty vandalism? Are you serious? That's how far you've fallen? It's just sad.
Handsome Jack is pretty hilarious.
Alright, you made your point. You don't like the statue, I get it. I look a little too badass with my foot in that bandit's face, right? You're jealous. I get it.
As you guys can tell, he's totally hateable. Like, he's a complete jerk and a great villain. But his dialogue is all fantastic. It makes you kind of really like him. Anthony Birch has done a great job just in the writing throughout. You know, it's kind of hard to tell from you know, small previews or gameplay trailers, but I mean, as you guys can tell from the Claptrap dialogue, even the Overseer dialogue, and especially Handsome Jack, the game's sense of humor is just fantastic.
Out of your system? Great. Now go home and stop screwing with my stuff, or we're gonna have a frickin' problem.
As you can see on the left here, there's a mural that gives a nice little nod to the first game, and here we get a glimpse of the inventory and skill trees. So a couple things to note about the inventory: there are no longer carryable health packs. You don't have to worry about pausing and trying to activate them. Now there are just new relics and shields that are supposed to fill that void. There are certainly still insta health kits that you can run over, but they wanted to try and keep up the momentum of the combat. And if you were playing on a console, having to pause and scroll through and activate it was a real pain in the ass.
I'll let you borrow it sometime.
The purple stuff that you see is iridium. It's been overhauled for Borderlands 2. And essentially some weapons have slag properties that can be modified with enriched iridium. So whenever you see purple, that is iridium. As far as the skill trees go, each class has 3 different skill trees. And for Axton, there's the Guerrilla skill tree, the Gunpowder skill tree, and the Survival tree. So the Guerrilla tree is all about short-range combat, whereas Gunpowder is medium range, and it has stuff like the longbow turret, which allows you to actually teleport the turret into place. And then there's also the Survival tree, which is obviously more kind of defense-oriented.
I can actually see why you'd want to tear that particular statue down. Clearly you're illiterate, and the image of me enjoying a good book just makes your head hurt so awful.
God damn it, Jack. You son of a bitch. So, obviously, the fight for your life is back in Borderlands 2. I believe there is a special ability that allows you to equip grenades when you're in that for Axton. But, you know, it's pretty useful when you die wielding a rocket launcher. Because you can take out enemies in pretty much one hit. So you'll notice that little icon at the bottom above my experience bar. That is for a skill called Able. And essentially Able is a skill that allows you to regenerate health for a couple seconds. So whenever you damage it, it kind of resets it. And it helps you just, recharge your health faster.
What's wrong with that statue? I'm holding the ball key and a baby. You know what babies are, right? Those little soft pink things your kind eats after you're done rolling around in your own feces? Ring a bell?
One thing you'll notice at the bottom, right under the experience bar there, it says that I'm a level 25 point man, although obviously I am a commando. So all that means is it's a title that is granted based upon a class mod that I have equipped. These class mods, boost certain skills, and then that corresponds to the title. So you'll see in the upper left, our 0 character that we're playing with is the Unequaled Professional, and the Siren is the Binder.
Operation complete. Oh, for the love of... All right, great, success. You're pissing me off. Good for you. Here's your prize.
Oh, here we go. So one of Jack's especially asshole-ish moves is he just sends down enemies for you to fight from his little space station up there. So here we have the super badass. If you played Borderlands 1, you know all about this guy. Phase Lock is especially useful on enemies like this. And withdraw. We saw a couple more class mods that we could pick up. So much loot, guys. It's Borderlands, obviously. I mean, each weapon seems like it has its own special set of animations and its own kind of unique build. I really like this revolver too. The animations are fantastic on it. And here we approach the final statue to cut down. 3 of 4. You can see that there's a secondary objective to our mission to keep the Overseer over 50% health. Let's see if we can pull that off here.
What is this even accomplishing? Are you trying to piss me off? Was that your goal? Well, mission accomplished, Jagoff. You know when I'm curb stomping your dumb little ass to death? You can take solace in the fact that one time, for like 8 seconds, you mildly irritated me. Good for you. Your parents must be so proud.
Alright, Jack. Keep it to yourself, buddy. So you can see that Axton has kind of a weak melee attack. I mean, I guess it's pretty standard, but if you hop over to youtube.com/rev3games, you'll see us playing through this level as 0, and his melee attack is simply badass. I mean, it's a goddamn sword. So here we have the T-Dior rifles. You guys are probably pretty familiar with these. T-Dior is a manufacturer that Randy Pitchford kind of describes as the Walmart gun. They're so cheap that rather than just reload them, fuck it, just throw them away. Throw them at the enemies when you're done with them. They can be used kind of strategically, so whenever you hit reload, it throws them, depending on whether there's one bullet left in the clip or it's completely empty. And it will do more damage, the explosion will do more damage if you have a full clip that you throw out. So that's pretty cool. And that is such a satisfying explosion. God damn, that looks good. This whole game just looks good. I mean, the color palette and the design of this level is really different from stuff that we saw in Borderlands 1.
I've already got a great idea for a new statue. It's just gonna be me kicking you in the junk. I'm gonna commission like 15 of those some bitches and just put them everywhere.
Now that you're done with that bot, it's time for some fun. You ever seen a constructor bot dance, Minion? Because you're about to. Hit that other button to activate his dancing subroutines.
Who doesn't love dancing robots?
3, 2, 1, dance time!
Massive dance rules. Error. Error.
Oh, he, just exploded, didn't he? I guess that's kinda like dancing.
Thanks,
Are
Claptrap.
such a jackass.
Success! Opportunity will be temporarily free of jack statues forever!
They've got a nice back and forth, as you guys can tell. And here we go. A couple more bad guys. Here we see Saturn, which is a pretty epic boss. Now, if you hop over to the Zero gameplay, you'll see that he doesn't throw Saturn at us, but actually a similar robot called Talos. So there are these kind of random super bosses that you can fight. And that is Borderlands 2 Opportunity. Just a very, very small slice of the game. We had a ton of fun playing through it at E3, and you guys will be able to get it in your hands in just a short couple months. Like I was saying, if you guys want to see what this level looks like from Zero's perspective, be sure that you head on over to youtube.com/rev3games, and we will see you next time.